Hi, and welcome. I am doing a tarot card reading for the year 2024 for, in general, the United States of America. So this is new for me. I usually, as you know, if you visit my channel, might do one or two or three card drawing for a timeless tarot that is just meant for any time you look at it, or occasionally I'll do one for a month or whatever. But as the new year's coming, or is here, really, I thought, what might be common to all of us and what might be interesting to take a look at and do a spread for 2024 for the United States of America. And I have my cards laid out over here. I'm not going to try to film that, but I will hold them up. And what I did was I began with a spread of divided into 3 months. So I have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then I drew some cards for sort of an overall outcome at the end of the year. So let's begin with January. Has the Hierophant. If you can see that. I'm using the Rider-Waite Tarot. So the Hierophant is telling us that in the month of January, there's going to be maybe some legal decisions, some what you might call more traditional, getting down to right and wrong and looking at that. And some organization somehow might be stepping in and making some decisions and readjusting and bringing back somehow maybe traditional judgment, what's considered more traditional judgment into an area and moving things in that direction. Then we have February. And this sort of makes sense that at least for some, there will be a sense of joy, relief, a sense of creativity, a sense of like, well, toast to that, that there's going to be a coming together. It shows these three parties coming together and celebrating. So celebration 3 is also about creativity. So and Cups is about emotion and passion, heartfelt things. So opening up the door to a good feeling February. Hope so, right? Then we have March. However, that leads after that, we come to March, and the Eight of Pentacles, the way I read, says, okay, doing great, but now there are still some obstacles in the real world. Getting back to work, getting down to, okay, party's over, now let's get going again. And there's still some obstacles to that forward momentum, that joy, that the journey's not over. There's still some troubles or work to be done. I drew a card on that one asking, well, what's in the way? What's in the way of it just continuing to be, like, oh, that's great. Now we can be happy. I have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is simply, again, there's more work to be done. Perseverance. Also, sometimes it can have a little to do with nostalgia, bringing the past forward. So not letting go of the past, hanging on to things that need to be cleared. So some work to be done is still there in moving forward to get to that lasting, hooray. And of course, when I'm talking about a whole country, not everybody's going to, be on the same page, as we know. So, take it as you will. So then we have April, and April is the Six of Wands. And again, sixes, it's about there's still movement that needs to keep going. It's a keep going. It's a things are continuing and there's perseverance going on into whatever's happening. There's a continuation. It's things continue as they were in March. Things continue. There's still something that just isn't happening, isn't complete. What's interesting is after this, in May, comes the card, the High Priestess, which I find intriguing. This card suggests that there's something yet to be revealed. There's something that's not even on the radar. There's something what am I doing? I'm reading tarot cards, so I might as well intuitively say there's something that's going to be revealed, something that's going to come onto the scene of this, worldly stuff. Something's going to come onto the scene we don't even know about that's going to create a reason, maybe. It's about intuition, about the unknown, and also about spirituality that maybe will drive toward a more inward focused way for us to start thinking about spirituality, life, our country. And that takes us to June. We will sort of literally have our head in the clouds. It's going to be, there's a learning experience is going to come out of this. There's going to be not really ahas, sort of like a lost, like spacey, not sure, but assimilating stage happening in August as a whole, as a country, that there are just things to be learned. Okay. Then we have September. And September is Pentacles. It's about the real world, finances, money, safety, security. So the Seven of Pentacles. Did I say September? I didn't mean September. I meant July. Hang on. April, May, June, July, sorry. In July, we have, again, this continuing this, our head comes out of the clouds, okay? We get back down to business, literally back down to business, towing, going through the fields, being practical, saying, okay, what needs to happen? What are we going to do? How do we, get back on track or get on track and move forward? And that leads to the Four of Pentacles, also, a materially based real world card about security, about safety. Now, the Seven of Pentacles, the work, the hard work, the keep going, and the learning experience will lead to having stability, but also like a stable, like, okay, we got someplace, but also may feel like imposition as well. May feel there might be something that just feels like burdensome stability. Like it's not a free for all, everything's good stability. It's more of a real world, like, you've got $10 and you're like, oh, I want to go, buy something new, or maybe I should put it in the bank, kind of a feeling. And this is, you're putting your money in the bank. Now, then we had July, August, and now in September, this is a good card. September comes forward a person or an energy of support, of say, like the kind-hearted king kind of a feeling, that things are starting to solidify, that something or someone comes onto the scene or rises to the top of the scene. And of course, I'm thinking of this because it's 2024 elections and such, that someone comes to the top who is a benefit, who is there's a right word for it, who wants to take care of his people. Okay, someone who wants to or will lead toward something, or at least in September, this energy or person will be at the forefront. And then I drew another card on that saying, well, who is that? Like, is there more information on who that could be? And I have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is an action card, someone who takes action, who is has a spiritual basis. I don't want to say religious or anything like that, but someone who has the right and wrong, that they want to bring forward the right, the balance, this card is not about balance, but bringing forward something and taking action toward what is best. Okay, that's probably a better way of saying it. October, of course, that would be, I can imagine that might be a kind of a heavy month. I don't know. But we have the Strength card, and the Strength card shows the beast being subdued by gentleness and love and kindness, that there's going to be called for some compassion, but some strength through compassion, maybe even is a better way of putting it. Strength through patience, compassion, and courage. So this card, October, individuals, country as a whole, maybe needs to use a compassionate courage and strength to overcome whatever beast is trying to rear its head. November, we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is about nurturing. Again, Cups is about emotion, about love, and about taking care. Nurturing. Water is also about movement, the flow. It's a very easy kind of a feeling card. Not like things are easy, but there's a supportive feeling to this card that tells us that things will, whatever comes in November is going to be some positivity, some emotional support, some sense of being taken care of, some sense of, everything is, the wisdom, mother's wisdom kind of a feeling. Now, however, even with that, we face in December, the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords tells you that some, all, like I said, not everybody's going to be happy in a country or a world, but this is about being locked into your own thoughts, being a victim, having obstacles to your thoughts being free and happy, making your own obstacles. So, and as globally, even as a country, is there going to be a victim mentality that is going to get in the way of prosperity or moving forward in a positive direction? And I did ask again on this card, what is it that's in the way? There's going to be the Two of Wands, and that tells us there are some choices, some actual sort of big world spiritual, higher realm choices to be made. And those choices could be, staying stuck in an old paradigm or moving forward and making a choice. So yet December has some choices to be made. And, I always talk about microcosm and macrocosm. So what's as it is in this sort of a world, so it is in this sort of a world. You know, from one individual can be a representation of a whole community or society or country or world. So just like you might have to choose how you want to feel or how you want to be with other people individually, so the country might be facing some choices about what energy, what direction they want to go there at the end of the year. So then I drew a card. What's the overall expectation for the end of the year? And I have here the King of Swords, which leaves me with the sense that there will be a leader come onto the scene that is a decisive, energetic, and because it's a king, again, serious and wise, but also action. Swords are about action and about energy. So someone who takes action yet is supportive and you know, intellectually up there, independent in a way. And from that, I drew yet another card. What else goes with that card? What's it telling us? And I got the Lovers card. So the Lovers is about choices again, but it's also all about union. And it's about people coming together. So to me, I'd like to say that, you know, that would be a great outcome to 2024 for the United States, of people coming together under this, you know, new leadership. And two of my cards just fell off. Hang on. Because I drew two cards to ask who are those peoples. Whereas now I can't reach them. I'll just tell you what they are. So now I'll get them. It's always better to look at the cards and see how pretty they are anyway. Sorry about that. So I said, well, what are the representations for these two coming through? The Knight of Cups. And my microphone just changed because I bent over. One moment. So those two cups are, two cards are the Knight of Cups, and he's bringing forward, again, it's about positivity, it's about positive emotion, it's about caring, and it's about action, okay? Bringing forward that to the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, queens are often about well thought out, no rush, no hurry, no, well thought out, but compassionate and kind and supportive. And the Wands is often about spirituality, about right over wrong. So these two cards are the ones that are coming together as the Lovers at the end of the year. And when I say Lovers, that's a tarot card. Lovers can represent lovers, but they can also represent groups of people. They can represent all sorts of things as just the two dynamic entities that come together in a positive way. And there are choices as to how they come together. And of course, depending on where the card falls in the reading and what's around it. But overall, it's a positive reading, big picture, some legal stuff happening in January, a little bit of up and down in February to March, like yay, down and then back to work. Perseverance, sticking to it. Something's coming up in May that is yet to be seen, but it's going to impact and have us like, okay, what's going on? I'm not sure, but learning something new, learning something. And when we get our head out of the clouds, back to work, reorganizing to find some stability. And that might mean stepping back into something more traditional, more controlled than what's been going on, whatever that means. I'm not really sure. And then September brings in the King of Cups, someone rises to the top. That's going to be a benefit. October, November, December, hanging in there, having courage and strength. And then things start to move forward. And again, December ending with like making some choices. I expect as individuals and as a country, making some choices to break out of the old paradigm of victimhood and stuck thoughts to come together. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I guess we'll look forward to the end of 2024, and I'll review this, and we'll see how the review goes. And I can actually come by at the end of every 3 months and review my 3-month readings. So look for that. And thanks for being here, and Happy New Year. Make it wonderful. Bye.